I'm Stephanie, and I'm going to do a really neat color technique on Suzanne. You can see she's got this very coarse, curly, naturally curly hair, and she has a lot of silver in her hair. So what I want to change about her hair, right now you can see she's got lots of little tiny highlights throughout this head full of very unruly hair. But what I want to do to her hair is I want to change it by adding a little depth at the roots and really lightening up these ends to make this hair look like a sun-kissed. Yeah.
I didn't want you to forget it. Go ahead.
Start over. I know that. I was going to bring that up.
Okay, well, go. I thought you were going to pass it up.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Start over.
Okay. Go ahead.
What I was going to do is I was going to get to see, I've already applied it to this side. I'm going to continue to apply to this side.
Oh, okay.
I like that beachy thing that
I
you
just
put in there.
thought you
It
were
was a
going
good
I thought you were going to
word.
forget it. Okay. All right, go ahead. I won't say anything else.
I'm here today with Suzanne, and she's my model that I'm going to show you a really neat hair color technique. And it's going to be really different from what she has now. You can see the shape that she has as a slightly asymmetric bob. This is her natural curl. She wears her hair curly a lot. But I feel like this style, the color needs to enhance the haircut more. So, because right now what she has is just these little tiny highlights throughout this brown hair. What I want to change about it is I want to play up the haircut by adding the highlights towards the ends, deepening the roots, yet still creating some drama because I don't want it subtle. I want it to really stand out on the edges. You can see her hair slightly asymmetric, so where I'm going to really concentrate her blonde at will be on these ends, through the bangs, around the face, and on the top layer. But because right now what she has is lots of little tiny ones, and what I want to do is less highlights but bolder ones in the right spot. So what I've started, because you have to do this first, is I've started her base color, which is a light chocolate brown, so it's a really warm brown. So that's definitely going to deepen her roots, and as I've applied this, I've already started through this side. You can see I've got some of this already on, but what you want to do is put the base color on first, okay? And then as this hair is processing at the roots, then we'll use this lightener to put on her highlights. And the way that I'm going to apply the highlights is just with my fingers. I'm going to pick certain strands that I want to really stand out. I'm going to paint it on just with my fingers, and I'm going to maybe do a few little twists, work that color through on the ends. The lightener that I'm going to use has it's a powder lightener. I've lowered it to 10 volume. You can see she's got some very coarse, dry hair, and I know these ends are going to lighten easy, so I don't want to use anything so strong. If I wanted it really dramatic, I could use a 30 or 40 volume, but we're going to have some drama in here, but I want to keep her hair healthy and shiny. And you can see how much white hair she has. So we want to really stain this white good, and I'm brushing it on the new growth and out a little bit because I want to cover up some of these old highlights at the scalp. I want to leave just her tips out. It's going to create really kind of a beachy surfer look, but a little more dramatic. We don't want it too subtle, but we do want to, like I said, play up the haircut. And by adding this color on these ends, gives her that look of that sun-kissed, or that grown-out color that really will, like I said, play up the haircut. The hair color I'm using now is an organic hair color, and it's very gentle. It leaves the hair silky and shiny, and even the lightener that I'm going to use is very gentle on the hair. So her hair will actually feel better afterwards than it does now. Once I get all this base color on, you can see how white these roots are. Working my way here to the side, and where I'm going to concentrate her highlights at will be at around the face, because that's what I want to really play up. Not so much through this back, because that's the shorter part of her hair. The part I want to really play up is this front. Now I've got all of her base on. I'm going to pull this hair back over just like I would as if her hair was falling this way. Then I'm going to take, starting on this underneath, this is the longest part of her hair. I want to take this little section right here in front of the ear. You can see it's slightly, not the biggest piece, but I'm going to concentrate just on these ends. Using the fingers. Twisting that bleach just to saturate those ends. And see, I'm picking up the longest pieces of her hair and her layering because we want this to be the lightest part. See, now I'm traveling up a little bit more. painting these ends. What'll be good is because she's got some leftover highlighting in here, it won't be so stark where I'm painting this on. It'll still be a subtle blend, but her ends will be the lightest part. And like I said, it'll really help to play up this haircut. And I think sometimes twisting that color gets it not so even there, and you can really glob it on a little thicker. I think you want to saturate this hair. See, now I'm getting into her bangs, and this is the longest part of her bangs, which, of course, we want this the lightest. Close your eyes for me, Suzanne, hon. Really getting this on thicker. Skipping a few pieces there, because this is a level 6. It'll definitely have some contrast in here. This is such a quick and easy way to do this, and actually you would want to do this after you've cut the hair. Of course, if you did it before and then cut the hair, you'll be cutting out all this work. So do your shape first, and then you can decide on where you want to put these at when you get your shape cut in here. You can see how this side is building up, and you can see where already this hair is lightening on these ends. So many times we have clients that want to go lighter after they've been really dark, and this is an easy way to get them in there because you can't lighten up the roots and have dark ends. You have to have the opposite. This is the easiest way to really lighten up a head of hair that's too dark, is by going in and lifting up these roots. Lifting up these ends. You can see I'm to the front here now, and right here at her hairline, we want a little bit more because this is the whitest part of her hair, and actually this would be a better grow out, keeping her a little lighter where she's whiter. Whether Suzanne wears her hair curly or straight, this will be a great looking highlight. You can see how those sides have built up here and they're already lightening. Turn it this way here and get the other side. And actually, her hair goes over a little further, so we will still put one more section right here. And when I come back, you'll get to see the finished look. We're back here with Suzanne, and you can see her finished look. What I've done on her hair is we started out with it curly, but drying it smooth, you really see the color so much better. And I want to really show how it plays it up with it being smooth. And plus you can see, after adding these really twisty bleached ends in here, it really played up the haircut. Too, I think, it really gave it more of a look of that sun-kissed hair, having the ends very bleached and light with that contrast at the roots. And of course, we don't have it too dramatic, but it's dramatic enough that it really plays up the haircut. Now, when she wears this hair curly, her curls will be really defined, and you'll see it playing it up on these ends. We like to do it smooth because you can really see the shape good, and you can even see how I've played it up just in the front. I've left her back more of her natural color with the little pieces. I twisted a few little bleached ends on that crown, but you can see how we've got so much more just around the face, and with her asymmetric cut, it really plays up this haircut. Looking great, Suzanne. Thanks for watching.